everyone. This is Aneri Bellamy, and you are joining us again on High Performing Coaches. I am your coach's counselor, and I am here with Ben Winter. Did I say that right? All
Correct.
right, Ben Winter. Now, during the course of the interview, what would you like for me to call you?
Ben is fine.
All right, because me and Ben have been chatting before the interview started, so I feel like I already know him. So thank you, Ben, for your time with us here on today, and being one of the coaches that's come along to make an impact in the lives of others. So let's get into it. The first question: who are you purposed to serve?
So my path has been a lot of personal growth, and I find that people who want to grow as a person are the most ideal people for me to help, because if they're not open to a new idea, then it doesn't matter what I have to say, they're not going to do anything about it. So people that want to have a better life, um, to actually take those moments of being upset and actually do something different with it, those are my people. Those are the people that I want to help the most.
I love that. And I totally can attest to what you're saying, because my mentor, bless his heart, he was spinning his wheels because it was things he was telling me to do that I just was not ready to do yet. He's like, well, they have to be done. You have to do these things. So I totally understand and definitely agree that a person has to be ready. So tell me, with such a big purpose in the business that you do, what is it about your life story that made that your purpose?
Yeah, so I was talking a little bit about the path, and I've been doing personal growth work for about 20 years. I've been doing improv for about 10, well, more than 10, and I've had my own business for over 10 years. And it was kind of back in 2015 where everything sort of came together into this one like it was just this moment in time. It was like, okay, here's what you got to do. And so it became this idea of using improv for life. And part of that is to teach people the skills and techniques and the rules of improv that you would normally see on stage, but those same rules apply to life in general. And throughout that process of teaching that to corporations, to groups of people, I also found that there was this magical portion within that was even deeper than that, which is around expectations. And I came up with this idea that the only reason anybody ever gets upset is because an expectation hasn't been met. And so from there, I was like, okay, that's a great saying, but what do I do with it? And as a result, I came up with this wonderful flow chart. Hey, you're upset. What do you, and it's a, an expectation hasn't been met. So like, let's go through this flow chart. And I started to play with this flow chart, and I came up with it and put it together. And I was like, okay, that's awesome. This is perfect. So, but there's more to like those little spots inside uh, like the answer no to some of the questions. There's deeper levels there. So I decided to go ahead and write a book that kind of explained everything, where our expectations come from, why we have them, why we get upset when they go unmet, so on and so forth. And so that really kind of became this passion project of mine of, it's okay to be upset. It's okay to have expectations. What most people don't realize is there's more you can do with it. And creating that understanding for people is just, I love doing it. I love the aha moments people have. It's just great. So
Yes, I totally agree. Especially when in that first session, and you have that first session, they're like, "Oh my God, you mean to tell me I've been spinning my wheels for years or months or whatever the case may be, and it was, the solution is just this quick, as far as breaking through, because they always have their first breakthrough in that first session. The rest is just now building up on that and teaching them the how, but yeah, I totally get it and totally understand how that
exactly.
works. Yeah. And then it makes you feel good on the other end, right? It makes your day to know that you actually helped someone.
Yeah. And sometimes they just need that quick little change in perspective. And then it's like, oh my God, the door's wide open. So
Right. Right.
got to
So
help them
now
walk it through.
I love it. I love it. So that person crosses your path, right? And it's your one and only opportunity to make an impact in their lives or their business. Now's your opportunity to talk to them. What would you say to them?
I would say that if you ever find yourself being upset, it's okay. A lot of times people are saying, don't be upset, have a happy life, be at peace. Nobody ever gives you permission to be upset. And I say, it's fine. Go ahead and be upset. It's a great point in time for you to do something different. And what I mean by that is that when you find yourself upset, that's a great time to stop and be introspective for a moment and say, why? Why am I upset? What expectation did I have? And did I even know that I had that expectation? And if you really explore that portion of your life, the more times that you explore that portion of your life, the more you're going to find you're going to learn about yourself, and you're going to find what those expectations are, what they were, where they came from, and if they're even reasonable to have at this point in your life. And the more times you do that, the more the faster you'll get at moving from being upset to being at peace with that particular situation. The more at peace we are in our lives, the happier we are in our lives. So I say, get upset, but just don't stay there.
Right.
Don't
Right.
stay there.
Absolutely love it. Get upset, but don't stay there.
Exactly.
So now I know that this interview is going to make an impact on the life of someone. So when they're ready to continue that conversation with you, how do they go about doing that?
So I think one of the fastest and easiest ways is to go to one of two websites. One is havingexpectations.com, and that's more specifically around the book that I wrote. You can get that workflow that kind of show you right here. You can get this workflow, you can download it, put it on your fridge, practice all the time. And that costs nothing. And then if it's more of like the training, it would be successimprov.com. And that's where I kind of have my training programs and all that sort of thing. So one of those two, depending on your need, what you want.
Okay. All right. Thank you. And what's the name of the book again?
It's called What to Expect When Having Expectations. So
I
that's
love
what
the
it looks
name.
like. It's a good name. It catches people's eyes and they're like, oh, okay, what's up?
Yeah. Thank you so much for your time today. I know that there's lives that you need to go and impact, so we won't hold you here much longer. But everybody now has an avenue to be able to get in touch with you and continue this conversation. Thank you so much for being one of the many coaches that we interview here on Coaches Making Impact that's actually making an impact in the lives of others. We truly appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.